Hi, the Green Report here with 6 environmental news stories you may have missed in August 2021. Let's dive in. Number 1, Turkey, Greece, and Algeria fires. August has brought so many stories of devastating wildfires, with fires recorded in Turkey, Greece, and Algeria. Quote, wildfires tearing through forested areas of northern Algeria have killed at least 65 people, state television reported on Wednesday, August 11th, as some of the most destructive blazes in the country's history continue to rage. At the other end of the Mediterranean, hundreds of firefighters from across Europe and the Middle East worked together alongside Greek colleagues in rugged terrain on Wednesday, August 11th as well to contain flare-ups of the huge wildfires that ravaged Greece forests for a week, destroying homes and forcing evacuations. The fires broke out early August as Greece had just experienced its worst and most protracted heat wave since 1987, leaving its forests tinder dry. In neighboring Turkey, which has also been pummeled by a heat wave, firefighters worked early Wednesday, August 11, to extinguish a wildfire in the southwest Mughal province, which runs along the Aegean Sea. At least 8 people and countless animals have died in more than 200 wildfires in Turkey since July 28th. The wildfires across the globe are overwhelming. Not only are there wildfires in Turkey, Greece, and Algeria, there are wildfires right now in Italy, Western United States, across Canada, and in Russia's Siberian region. So it's safe to say summers are getting more dangerous and more flammable. Number 2, Sicily records record 120 degrees Fahrenheit. And to make matters more alarming, Wednesday, August 11th, quote, temperatures soared to a nearly 120 degrees Fahrenheit or 48.8 degrees Celsius in a historic town in Sicily, hitting a possible new heat record for Europe. Galio Betti, a meteorologist with the Sicilian Weather Service, tweeted that the service verified the temperature in Syracuse, Sicily. BT said that it marks the highest temperature ever officially documented in Europe, and the service said it's the highest temperature recorded since record keeping began. The previous record was 118 degrees Fahrenheit in October of 1977, so the 120 degrees Fahrenheit record is shocking because it's part of a larger trend in the region, as the Mediterranean region is dealing with devastating wildfires. Number 3. Latest IPCC report warns of code red for humanity. Monday, August 9th, the IPCC report, or Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, warned and found, quote, that the climate is already changing in ways that are unprecedented and that some effects, such as a certain amount of sea level rise, are already irreversible. It also warned that temperatures will likely spike beyond 1.2 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels this century. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres called the report a code red for humanity in a UN press release. It is the first part of the IPCC's sixth assessment report, which is due full in 2022. The report concluded that burning of fossil fuels was responsible for 1.1 degrees Celsius of warming since 1850 to 1900. Further, since 1970, global temperatures have risen faster than any other 50-year period over the last 2,000 years. So more on this in future videos. Number 4, the Dixie fire explodes. Back to wildfires, California has been battling devastating blazes in the northern part of the state as, quote, California's massive Dixie fire is still burning more than a month after it ignited. On Tuesday, August 17th, the fire burned more than 48,000 acres. The fire was driven by red flag wind gusts of up to 40 miles per hour. Firefighters only have it 55% contained, as it has burned over 859,000 acres so far as of August 31st and is the largest fire this year. It is one of 104 fires burning, most of which are in the western part of the United States. Close by, a new blaze has exploded. The Caldor fire erupted east of the Sacramento region and has surpassed 210,000 acres as of August 31st. Quote, the Caldor fire continued to grow explosively in the Sierra Nevada southwest of Lake Tahoe, covering 84 square miles after suddenly ravaging Grizzly Flats, a community of about 1,200. The Caldor fire has destroyed close to 550 homes, many of them during the incident's early intense run through Grizzly Flats south of Pollock Pines in mid-August. More than 50,000 El Dorado County residents have now been evacuated from the Pollock Pines and Slide Park area through the California-Nevada border just east of South Lake Tahoe. That includes the communities of Emerald Bay, Meeks Bay, and Tahoma along the west shore of the lake. Also, the fire has crept east along Highway 50 since igniting on August 14th. Earlier this week, the blaze jumped Highway 89 and began to burn in the hills surrounding the holiday-themed community of Christmas Valley in the Lake Tahoe Basin. A long stretch of Highway 50 between Pollock Pines and the Nevada state line remains closed in both directions. Number 5. Water shortage declared for the Colorado River. More news out of the western United States. Quote, federal officials for the first time ever declared a water shortage from the Colorado River on Monday, August 16th, yet another bleak indicator of the magnitude of the drought across the West made worse by climate change. Quote, it's a historic moment where drought and climate change are at our door, Chuck Colum of the Central Arizona Project told the AP. The Tier 1 cuts were triggered by projections that Lake Mead, the largest reservoir on the Colorado River created by the Hoover Dam, will be nearly 10 feet below the Tier 1 cutoff point on January 1st, 2022. It was just 3 feet above that level, about 35% of its total capacity. Number 6. Hurricane Ida. Hurricane Ida became a Category 4 storm system before it made landfall in Louisiana with winds up to 150 miles per hour. The storm, which made landfall on the 16th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina's landfall, then grounded across the toe of the state's boot for about the next 16 hours, causing massive damage. The storm knocked out all 8 transmission lines that deliver power, plummeting all of New Orleans into darkness. Quote, more than 1.1 million customers were without power in Louisiana and Mississippi. Heavy rain combined with storm surge caused catastrophic impacts along the southeast coast of Louisiana with life-threatening flash flooding, according to the National Weather Service. Hurricane Ida rapidly intensified from a Category 1 to a Category 4 major hurricane in less than 24 hours, supercharged by exceptionally warm waters in the Caribbean and the Gulf of Mexico. And to make matters even more worse, the remnants of Hurricane Ida traveled north toward the New York region, where 8 people were reported to be killed because of the record rainfall in the New York metropolis. Quote, subway stations and tracks were inundated to the point where the MTA suspended all service, the public transportation system, and videos posted online showed subway riders standing on seats in cars filled with water. Streets and apartments were under up to 1 meter or 3 feet of water in some places, and more than 5,000 homes were left without power. And that's just some of the environmental stories just for the month of August. Here are some honorable and respectful mentions, as the amount of stories in just 31 days were overwhelming, as it seems the climate crisis is indeed accelerating. First up is Hurricane Henri, a Category 1 storm system with winds up to 75 miles per hour, which hit Rhode Island and the New England region, drenching the landscape, breaking rainfall records as streets were flooded and people were trapped in their homes. Second mention is Hurricane Grace, a Category 3 system with winds up to 125 miles per hour that hit eastern Mexico, killing at least 13 people and causing $330 million in damage. Third mention is the Tennessee floods. In mid-August, at least 22 people were directly killed by rushing floodwaters in Tennessee caused by record-breaking rainfall. And last mention, record hottest July 2021. NOAA came out with the month of July 2021's climate data, revealing that July 2021 was the hottest month ever recorded. NOAA said the average global temperature this July was 16.73 degrees Celsius or 62 degrees Fahrenheit, exceeding the previous record set in July of 2016. The last 7 Julys from 2015 to 2021 have been the hottest ever in 142 years of record keeping. That's it for this monthly recap video with the Green Report. Thank you for watching, as there were a lot of stories this month as it seems the climate crisis is accelerating. Hope to see you for the next one and stay safe.